Why would they know that it would be safe to take it to Egypt?
Right. Why would
You
they
know what I'm
think it
saying?
was? Why would they think it was safe to take this to Egypt if they
This don't
thought
have
that?
nothing to do with Egypt. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Egypt is mentioned a million times in it, but it's
Right.
not. It's not. This has nothing to do with Egypt. Why
Right.
would you hide this another society's writings and their history in a whole nother nation?
Hmm.
Like, does that make sense? It's like you taking something from America that you want to be saved to Russia or China and hide it in Russia or China.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Yeah, that don't make no sense at all. Why did they do that? Unless and they was like, because remember in the West Coast, that's what like it's so crazy because the Babylonian story, when they was in Babylon, it said like they they weren't treated badly. And what else? What did it say? It said they weren't treated badly. Shit, I forgot what I was about to say.
But in Babylon, even though they wasn't treated badly, they wasn't allowed to practice what the Persians did that. The Persians allowed whatever belief that you have. Persian was like America, basically, right? You can believe what
Yeah.
you want, you can practice your beliefs and all of that.
See what Nebuchadnezzar was doing, he was trying to get them back to
the Babylon. Yeah.
Yeah, like wait a minute.
Yeah.
Y'all over here doing this. And it's like we talked about though, like was Nebuchadnezzar like the serpent? Like it's so much more. Like y'all have this, but it's so much more to this. If I gotta kidnap you motherfuckers and bring y'all over here so I can tell y'all is more to the story and y'all get this, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to pick back up pieces of their existence that they have.
Yeah, y'all only worshiping half of it. Y'all only understanding half of the story.
So, but we got to be able to tie that in with Egypt some type of way, because a big piece of the story is coming from the Egyptian culture, though. Like, and how much of
you say
what
everybody that's somebody in the Bible after the flood went to Egypt.
Right.
Abraham, Jacob, Joseph. I don't know if Isaac went. I can't think right offhand if Isaac went. But Abraham, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Jeremiah. Who else? Jesus himself. I was gonna say that for last, but Jesus himself even went to Egypt. It's crazy. These people enslaved y'all, right? And this is what be tripping me out when I be seeing it. These people enslaved y'all, right? But Herod is killing kids and y'all run there instead of to Babylon or Europe or somewhere. Y'all run to Egypt.
Right.
How could they enslave y'all and then y'all turn around and feel safe with them?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and then you got to think Egypt is so big, man. You got Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt, and they were constantly in conflict with one another. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's certain. And then you got to think, okay, if the land of Goshen, which
Egypt was their America.
Right, exactly.
That's what Egypt was.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So you can freely go back.
America.
Yeah. So I mean that got me thinking about, like I say, with Moses and them, with those people, was that land like that then? You know what I'm saying? Like how many other nations was integrated in Egypt during this time? If the Hyksos was in there, and if they rose to power, and if they were a Semitic race of people, just like Jacob, how many other races was
Yeah, because
integrated into it?
that
You
like
know what I'm saying?
that video that I put on there this morning, how she
And
said that what did they say that they was mixed when they left.
yeah, and I'm just
Like,
saying, like
what does
maybe
mixed mean? How many people did y'all take? Like, what kind of y'all took? Egyptians, Israelites, probably some Hyksos that was left. Who all did y'all take with y'all?
right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Because, like I said, so Egypt was
Look at
like
Mark.
America. Egypt was like America in their time. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
look at America now. Like, look how many races are in America.
right, 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 right.
If we left, say, just like think about the Black Lives Matter marches and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
People that really fuck with black people. If we left and like, look, we've just finna go get some land in Africa. We taking all African Americans and motherfuckers that fuck with us. Imagine how many motherfuckers we taking with us. It's not gonna just be African Americans.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
not.
gonna
It's
be
gonna be
mixed, like what the
everybody.
Bible said
Yeah,
when the Israelites left
yeah,
Egypt. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. What's up, Mark?
What's happening? My bad. How y'all gonna start early, man? I ain't
Man,
never late. Y'all want to start early today. I knew it, man. I'm like, I can't get on my phone, man. Watch him be on here before I get on
look.
here.
Okay, wait. In my defense, we jumped on early. I was gonna text you to tell you that we jumped on early, but then I'm like, nah, just wait. And then we start talking, and then the talking turned into a talk. So I'm just like, well, I'm about to push record because I ain't about
Yeah.
to miss this. So you just gotta just jump right in. But
No,
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 like,
I'm cool. I'm cool with Nando Ed because I mean exactly what he was gonna say. I was like, because when you have a people who don't invade a land but invest in the culture, people just like they did with us coming over here. Eventually, people begin to get to know those people. They begin to become
Mm-hmm.
regulars, and
Yeah.
to the government, they may be still a piece of property, slaves, etc., whatever. But
mm-hmm,
like Nando said, me and Nando talked about this. I done said it before. I was like, if all the black millionaires and a
mm-hmm,
few billionaires went out, it was just like, let's go buy like 2747s and get on the news and tell all the black folks, let's get on the planes and go home. You don't need
mm-hmm,
no passport. You don't need no nothing. It's all paid for. Let's just get on the plane and come home. See, the thing
mm-hmm.
is, just like with Pharaoh, those who ain't like us, they gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like, well, who gonna do all the work?
Yeah, who gonna do all
Uh,
the work? Who gonna buy all our stuff? Who gonna
Right.
that's the thing
right?
about it. Like this is modern day slavery. We do all the low work, they pay us, and then we take our money and buy all their stuff and keep them rich.
Yeah. So
You know
so
what I'm
okay.
saying? Like,
So is it safe to say that you think that as Jacob and his family grew in Goshen, which is a huge area, what is
mm-hmm.
the whole Cairo, all of that
Yeah, it was
today in
huge.
Egypt, all of that is part of that area.
Yeah.
It's just the most northern part of Africa, Egypt, right before you hit the water. Like that
Mm-hmm.
was Goshen. You got all of these people that had all these skills, like you're saying, all of these
Yeah.
skill sets. Do you think it's safe to say that they just was that lower, that middle class people that were working, thriving, living? It wasn't so-called slavery
No,
like
right.
what
It's
we
like
think
what we it's
slavery
like how we
was.
look at it now. Like I said, I
It's
look at
it's
yeah,
yeah, it's almost like
I look at it
like
like we
discrimination. Like
still
we not gonna let them rise above us. We gonna stay in
yeah,
control, but we gonna let them
yeah.
live. But the only thing is the religion. That's the only head scratcher for me because the whole how Moses first approached Pharaoh was, and correct me, I could be wrong, but from what I remember of the story without looking in the Bible itself, is that he first went to him like, look, we ain't trying to leave Egypt. We just want to go and serve our God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they
You know what
couldn't
I'm
do it
saying?
there.
So
Yeah.
my thing is, at what point did Jacob come into this land and not have the freedom to worship
Yeah,
Yahweh?
right.
Like,
Probably
did that
when
was that
the
immediately? Was it, you know what I'm saying?
well,
Like,
that's
that's
what I'm
that's
saying.
my thing.
So Egypt until what is it, King Tut, I think. No,
Mhm.
it's not King Tut, it's Akhenaten, who
Yeah,
changed
to
Egypt into
a monotheist.
monotheistic.
Yeah,
So that's why, like,
Akhenaten. Yeah.
this is what I don't understand is they already had a bunch of guys when Moses and them was there. So why not be able to worship your God too?
Oh, good point. That's a great point.
Yeah, who gonna say
Monotheism,
something? Like, you
yeah,
know what
a
I'm saying?
monotheistic approach to the Hebrews hadn't really been birthed yet.
No,
So
not at all.
it's super
We still
profound.
talking about right after Abraham, and you know what I'm saying?
So was Jacob a pagan?
So look, so listen, it's
I
super
don't think he was
profound that y'all.
pagan, but I think he had the belief that
It was other
it was,
gods, and that's cool.
yeah,
Y'all worship y'all's, and I worship mine's.
yeah.
So was
So
it more so that Moses was pushing for these people to just worship their God alone in their unique way?
I think I
Because
think
it was just like,
Moses
let us
started,
leave out of
yeah.
Egypt and go
Moses
to.
is like Moses is he I think he started the monotheist,
so
with Israel or
What
so
you
whatever.
got,
what
bro?
y'all mentioning, right? What y'all was talking about. I was on the History Channel because I was telling Darnell about when we were talking about Egypt and understanding more about Egypt. So immediately I went on my YouTube and was researching. So the dude now they're talking about, you named him, but what they were saying on the History Channel is they saying it was a good chance that Moses might have been a pharaoh before he left.
I know, right? So I've seen
Wait,
that.
wait, wait. Let me finish. Let me
No, I
finish. Let me
know.
finish because they
Not
go.
seen that.
What is it? What did you say his name was? Anaka something.
Akhenaten. Yeah.
Yeah, Akhenaten.
So,
Yeah.
so he's the only one out of all the pharaohs that only worship one God, and
Hmm.
so much so that it rubbed the rest of them the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like he used to have parties, but
True.
not invite the other priests that
Yeah, yeah,
worship
yeah.
other
The worship
gods
most.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
He
yeah,
would shut them out.
Yeah.
yeah.
He would shut them out and not let them in. So like that's why they were saying for the longest time his reign was uncomfortable because
Oh
he
man,
was only about
It
one
was.
God. So
let me
so
Yep.
wait, let's say in the midst of this, Moses figures out who his people are, right? And he's a pharaoh at the time. He kills somebody, but for whatever reason is still out of line. That's the disconnect there. Why would he kill somebody if he was Pharaoh? Why didn't he just have him killed? That's
No,
the
that's what
disconnect.
me and Darnell was just talking about that. So the thing about it is, so they got the pharaohs mixed up. They don't know, we don't, so nobody knows when the Exodus happened, bro. It's not like they don't have no archaeological evidence or nothing like that. So they don't know if it happened when Akhenaten was alive or Ramses. You know, it was
Mm-hmm.
two
Yeah,
Ramses, right?
yeah, between his dad and his
Yeah.
brother, right?
So Moses, regardless who it was, regardless what Pharaoh it was, Moses was raised with him. He wasn't a Pharaoh himself, but this is what we was talking about in the text chat, and I was trying to explain to Willie yesterday, that Moses was raised with the Pharaoh. Now
Right.
you know how it was in BC, the power struggles with the brothers. I told them, like, look at the Solomon story. After Solomon died, that's what broke Israel up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Moses could have just killed his brother, man. He could have just killed him. And I'm not saying like murder him and everybody know, but you know how it was back then, like secretly poison him or something.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
could have
Yeah.
became, he was next in line. He could have
Yeah.
became Pharaoh and just set his people free like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't God's will. So I understand why it didn't happen like that. But
Well,
it
I
could have
mean,
it could have been just that easy, man.
yeah,
You know,
and
God, like I said, God knows everything, God knows all. And
yeah.
he
Now,
gave
well,
us
well,
lessons
here's this is
in
where you gotta
everything
pause.
that happened.
This is
You
where
know
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
pause, right? This is where you gotta pause. Now,
Mhm.
this is where it gets a little sticky because they try to say that he was Egyptian born.
No.
Who?
No,
Who?
right?
he
Okay,
was
so wait.
Egyptian raised.
Who? Moses?
Right.
I
No,
mean,
this when I was
from a
watching the
baby
History
though, just
Channel.
like
No,
I
right.
told him yesterday.
No.
Hey,
Yeah. I'm with you,
yeah,
Nanu.
I
I'm
told him
I'm
yesterday
just,
he was an Egyptian
like
just like we
sometimes,
Americans, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
but
saying?
no, but like, listen, sometimes I feel like we need to put those little in betweens out there so people
Yeah,
don't run up
yeah, of
on
course.
something and be like,
Yeah,
oh, well, they didn't say that,
yeah,
and end up in another rabbit hole.
Right. Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But when it comes down to it, what I was getting ready to say is everybody, like you said, everybody knew he wasn't a he wasn't a complete royal. He was a stepchild. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what you could compare that to is David and his kids. Everybody knew they wasn't complete royals. They were step royals because
No,
all of
that's
their
what.
mamas.
Yeah, that's what I said
Right.
earlier. Man. Yeah, yeah.
So what you saying is for Moses to commit an act on a full-blooded royal like that, they gonna kill him.
Well,
They got to.
but you got to remember,
They got to.
them people love Moses, man. He
They
wasn't like
did.
they didn't treat him
They
like a
did.
stepchild, man.
Right.
You know
They
what I'm saying?
did. Right. They did. But everybody knew unless something by war or by,
Something would have had to happen to the Pharaoh for Moses to become Pharaoh, though.
because
Yeah,
if he did it
yeah, yeah,
himself
yeah,
or if there was anything connected to it,
yeah.
I
But
know they like
but the
him.
thing,
But for
right. But the thing
example,
about it
Pharaoh would have
is,
had to kill him.
right. But
You
that's
see
what I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
You know, in them times, man, they used to kill them people, man. They used to knock them off. You can think of like I was talking to Dobbs the other day about. I think what was we talking about it on here, man? Like if you really read the story of David and Paul and Saul.
Right.
If you really read it, man, I think David got Saul killed, man.
Mm. Yeah. With
Read
the
it, man. I'm
Philistines.
telling you, like read it, thinking like
What do you are
that it
you
could go
talking
that
about when
way.
he took his are you talking about when he took his parents to his enemy's house?
No,
No, David.
he talking about when he went into the
I know
land of the
what you're talking
Philistines.
about. I'm
Yeah.
trying to say where you insinuating that was the case. At what point?
I mean, of course they not gonna say it, man. He couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, in
I
history, you
mean,
can't get a motherfucker killed and become king and shit. They not gonna say it. But the way it reads, it looked like David had Saul killed and shit,
And
man.
you talking about let me put it in context. Are you talking about when David hid in the land of the Philistines
Yeah,
and he said
yeah,
and he asked God, is the Philistines gonna give me over to Saul, or is Saul gonna pursue me?
yeah.
Is that the moment
no,
you're talking about?
no. Because it says in the text that David told the men that was with him not to touch Saul. That's in the text.
No, that's
Yeah,
his
of
men.
course it
No,
says
no, no, no. But that's
that.
his men. That's not the Philistines. The
Yeah, I know.
Philistines are
Yeah, the
enemies of
Philistines
Saul. So
killed
by
Saul.
default, it's almost like he went to the
He was
Philistines and
with
said, "We got a
them,
common
man.
enemy."
Like,
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
this was after that was over with though.
After
That's
what
not
was
when
Now
over
Saul
with?
dies.
the only reason why I was gonna give you room for it, bro, is because right before David hid, he took his parents to his enemy and asked his enemy if his parents could stay there while he dealt with Saul. That's
Yeah.
why I was gonna give you room for it.
Hey, that might be it too. That's what I said. But I'm just saying, like, I'm saying read the whole, like we giving bits and pieces. But
Okay,
I'm saying
okay,
read the
all right.
whole story, just
Let's
like what Darnell
let's
just gave a point. You
let's
just gave a point. It's 100 points in there that you can look at and be like, man, David set Saul up,
right.
man.
Because
You
think
know what I'm
about
saying?
this,
Of
Mark.
course
Think
they
about
not gonna write it
listen.
because
Think
it
about
don't
it.
look right. Like how could you assassinate somebody and become king? You
Yeah.
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sorry, I just can't.
So
I'm gonna
listen.
listen to
Like
y'all. I'm gonna
he
listen to
wasn't
y'all. I'm
David
not just
wasn't
gonna throw
next
it
in
in the
line,
trash.
man.
Let Darnell talk. Let Darnell talk.
No. I'm just saying, like, think about it like this. At a young age, at a boy, you was anointed to be king,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's not like David didn't know that he was going to be king. How
Right.
okay, and how legally could that have happened when Jonathan alive? So if something did happen
He
to
wasn't
Saul,
next.
by default, it's gonna go to Jonathan. You cool as hell with this dude. You cool with
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? So my thing
Right.
is you got to think in David's mind as he began to rise in prominence in the kingdom, and he's getting the fame of the people. What did they say? David can kill 10,000.
They loved
Saul
him.
killed 10 or whatever. So he's getting this from a political aspect. You got to look at it politically. David is like, dang, I see this. I see that I could be king. I see I have favor with the people. I've conquered my enemies. I can be a better king than Saul. But
how was that gonna happen though?
Right, but I'm gonna stick with the rules. I'm not gonna take Saul out myself because I'm not gonna mess it up, my relationship between me and God. So what better way to do that than to put yourself in the right positions, man?
Yeah.
Like we make it like David was just running around scared.
I'm not saying like
scared, and he wasn't strategic. Y'all know I botched my words.
Yes,
but he wasn't strategic in how he was moving and running.
Yeah, like he was an idiot.
He wasn't mighty.
Like he was scared out of his mind, just running around like, oh no.
He caught Marcus. You know the story way better than me. Didn't he catch Saul slipping and he could have killed him?
He did. Cut his what's called off.
So I like Nando's theory. I like Nando's theory about how he ended up drawing. Oh, I lost sound. We lost sound. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I can't hear Marcus. Can you hear Marcus?
Yeah, I heard.
Talk. Say something, Mark.
Hello?
Okay, now I hear you. I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say sometimes I like that part of the Bible because it be moments where it be gangster moments in the Bible because Saul caught David on the cliff and he was cussing him like, when I catch you, I'm going to do something to you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You stand there on that mountain way down there, come see me. And that's when David pulled the cloth out of his pocket like, I could have been there and slit your throat while you were sleeping, while you talking all that trash.
Taunting him kind of.
Yeah, like, but you see what I'm saying though? If you can switch it to transfer to be relatable, like Saul out there with his sword out, like you blah blah blah, you keep running from me, fight me like a man, and then David pulled that cloth out like, man, I could have been took your life. Why you tripping? You know what I'm saying? You in the cave sleep, I could have been took you out. I was like, I'm trying to do it the right way. You out here on that power stuff. I thought we was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, I think the problem is, man, when we reading these stories, man, and it's so easy to glorify these characters in the Bible because of the outcome and how God used them, that we forget that we talking about men, we talking about power. Yeah, we're talking about authority. We're talking about all of these things that they were being influenced by. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They still in the same thing. So to bring it back with what we was talking about with Moses, and what do it say? It says that Moses was a meek man. This is the reason why I attest to the fact that Moses didn't want anything to do with power. This is why I look at it. Because it would have to take a lot of meekness and a lot of humbleness for you to grow up the son of Pharaoh's daughter in this royal house your whole life. Your brother is now Pharaoh. Yeah.
Well, he's moving up as they growing up, though. Yeah, he's moving up. Like I said, and like I said earlier, you're watching him. You're watching them train him to be Pharaoh. Like,
but for him to not desire that to the point that
like you said, he had to be meek as hell. Yeah.
Like and I mean, I'm just,
who wouldn't want that? If me and you, if all three of us, right, our father is the king. Yeah. I'm the oldest, so I'm next in line. Right. In them times, I gotta watch y'all. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Marcus wanted. Yeah. Darnell wrote it. Like they all gotta wait till I die. You know what I'm saying?
You know? It could have been okay.
I don't know, Daddy. Hey, Daddy, you out, man. I think you might have. I think your actions might have took you out of the running because you be on some bus.
But they know I'm gonna get down to business though. They like he gonna do whatever needs to be done.
We'll be at war all the time. Like,
load up the ship, man.
Right.
But I'm
I
saying
think I
though.
think I would. I think I would be like, the Babylonians, the Persians. I want it all, man.
It's got to be me and Darnell, man, because somebody can send an insult to you from oceans away, and you be like, load
Yeah,
up the
we
boats,
going.
man. I don't care how
We
far
going.
away
We
you
got. We
say
got to
that
go
to
get
me.
them.
But
You couldn't show
I mean,
no weakness, man. There was too many kingdoms in that time, man, taking over stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at like all of the kingdoms in that time, like they all took over land, man. Like,
and they was
and
all
wouldn't
kinfolk.
stop.
They was all kinfolk. They was all related. They all
Yeah.
came from the same tribe. They broke off into other clans. They knew
Talking
that.
about Babylon,
Yeah,
Egypt,
you knew that these people
Greece,
was came
Rome.
from
Like
the
they
same
would just
descendant as
go
you.
until they couldn't go no more, man.
Right.
Just
And,
taking over everything. Like,
right.
I want it all. I don't want just this land that we living on.
But see, I think we just threw another little narrative in with Moses was, and what I had said we was talking in the chat was his disconnect from his identity. So
Yeah.
now that he obviously he knows that he was of Hebrew descent, but you raised in this house, like where does your loyalty lie? Who's gonna have your back? You know what I'm saying? And I think that him fleeing the city wasn't just so much about all right, Pharaoh trying to kill him now.
It
like,
was the
that's just
Hebrews
real
too,
quick. Yeah, it was just like the Hebrew. So y'all didn't even look at what I did as honorable. Like one of your people was getting beat by one of my people. I handled that business, and yeah, y'all sit up here and y'all judge and criticize me for that. It was easy for him to be like, all right, just forget all of this. You know what I'm saying? It because of the meekness, the humbleness of him, like, I really don't want this life. If he was power hungry, if Moses was power hungry, man, even the moment that Yahweh told him, hey, go to Pharaoh, I'm blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
he told him, he's like, I don't
sake,
want to do it. You
for
get my
goodness
brother.
sake, you having this encounter with this guy.
Yeah.
Person like me, I go to the president, everybody, if a guy came to me and
yeah,
told
that's
me
right. Something like that.
I think
Like,
I
wait a minute, what? Like
where you
don't have no question. Like now we talk to God and we gotta wonder, is it me?
Or
is it the devil tempting me?
Sure,
Or
right.
you know what I'm saying? Then they knew he's standing right there in front of you. Think of Abraham. He's standing right there in front of him. You like, hey, whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna say no, man? How you gonna tell God no?
But Moses still was reluctant.
Nah. You can't say that. Jonah told him no. Jonah told him no. He told him no. Got on the whole boat with the other way and everything.
I think Jonah's encounter was different too, though. Jonah wasn't standing in front of God.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm
saying? He was hearing from him.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
but
how you gonna? That's like you go to heaven, right? And God asks you to do something. You gonna tell him no? You gonna stand in God's fullness and be like, nah, man, I ain't doing that.
No.
But see, look. I just thought about it to make somebody be like, all right, I'm gonna need you to go back.
I don't know now, but according to you said some people don't look God right in his face and be like, nah, I ain't serving you.
I do. I think so.
What would cause a person?
Like I said,
okay, what would cause a person to defy the supernatural when they encounter it?
Yeah, right. Because it's like once you see it, like we the generation of faith, we can't see it. So I can see a lot of people like, nah, that ain't true. I can't believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't never seen it.
Right.
So, but if you seeing it, like you talk, like I said, you talk about Abraham. He seen God 7 times, man. You talk about Adam, who's walking in the garden with him. How you gonna defy that though? You know what I'm saying? Right. But like I said, it's gonna be. I think people are gonna. You talking about people who love this world, man. People look at dying as a bad thing. Like dying, you going to the spirit, getting closer to God.
Right.
But people look at dying as a bad thing. They want to live. They in Germany and Europe somewhere trying to figure out how to make our cells younger so we can live forever.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to heaven, man. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about people who like us, right? We live free, even though we're not really free, but we free to do damn near everything we want to do, right?
Right.
And you talking about going to heaven and serving somebody?
Yeah. And that's,
you think people just give this up? Like, nah, man. They gonna think God is the Antichrist coming to take this from them, man.
And that leads me to the answer is it's our own self-pride, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
it's our flesh,
and I mean, the thing about it is we have a lot of accomplishments to go along with it because of technology and where the heights that we've reached, the things that we've been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
And man will look at it and just be like, do I really need a supernatural God telling me
why would I leave this?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm doing that's the thing. Again, I was talking to my mama earlier. About this. Faith. The fear of God and faith. Like, you don't think that God can stop this at any time? Yeah. I'm talking about shut everything down. Lights, cars, just at the snap of a finger.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, of course he can.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people not gonna want to leave this. They not gonna want to leave this and go serve where you don't have none of this.
Can we find something positive in that equation?
Yeah, for what you mean? The fullness of God.
No.
Only positive thing.
No. I'm talking about that man thinks that they don't need God.
So listen.
Okay.
I'm right with Darnell. So
okay, go ahead.
Like now, and I'm with both of y'all. So now they're talking about faith, and this is connected to the end of the last podcast. We work so hard as believers to prove that we're believers, and we wear ourselves out trying to prove to everybody else that God is. We wear ourselves out because you
can't prove it,
finish,
though.
bro.
You have to, that's why I said like you teach faith, man. Because you can't prove it.
Yeah.
Let me finish. The thing about it is if you look at the Bible text or any other text, it'll show you. He always says, I only need a little bit from you.
Mustard seed.
Okay.
Mustard seed.
Okay.
Obedience.
Okay.
Hunger.
Okay.
I only need a little bit from you. But we've been trained by this new age era that we need to have signs, lights. Our life needs to look a certain type of way.
Okay.
We need to look a certain type of way
to prove that God is at work in our life. Right.
And so while we so busy following the structure of this new age era, everybody is like that don't in the believer mode are like, well, y'all only doing what y'all only living the way they telling y'all to.
Right.
Because y'all believe because your pastor said stick your church sign out in the front yard so people can know that God is with you.
I like
stick a bumper stick on your way. Let me stick a bumper stick on the back of your car of your church so people can know that God is with you.
Yeah.
Right?
So do you think?
Wait, no, I'm just saying go and promote the place that you fellowship with so people will know God is with you. Right? And in all the texts that we read, that's never, ever, ever, Old Testament and New, ever the case. They go out of their way to be sure that who they are as a person is almost erased from what happened and what God did. They would rather their name not exist at all, and God get all the glory.
Exactly. Yeah,
and they never exist in history. But we've been trained to walk like a neon light.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I get
and that neon light, that neon light ain't for everybody.
And that's what it goes back to what I was saying yesterday in the chat. The world, it's like two different worlds. Like, y'all know I live in BC. I stay studying BC. It's like two different worlds. They looked at the world different than we do.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at the world like God gave them everything.
Yeah.
Water, they had water gods, fertile gods. God gave them babies, all of that. They knew that God gave them this stuff. Even though, for different cultures, it might have been different gods. But they knew God gave them this stuff. Us, like Marcus said, my name is on it. If I create a card, Ford.
Yeah.
Henry Ford. Not give God the glory, and God gave us this idea to make life a little easier for us. It's us.
So
I'm
I'm sitting back, I'm listening, but I'm tying it in when you was just talking about a little bit. So is it almost kind of safe to say that what you're saying is that we've gotten rid of that little bit that was required? It's almost just like, all right, let me say it this way. It's almost just like, even with your kid, like a baby, you raising a little baby or whatever, like you want your kid to do greater things than you did. Like you want your kid to be all this, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if a parent just get a little bit of the credit, you get a shout out. It's not like your kid is talented, can sing or dance or do whatever it is your kid is doing, that you just want to get up there and just be like, you just did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I look at it like God.
Through your child.
It's like God looking at us at the things that man is doing that we can accomplish with our level of thinking. It's almost like God is just like, I want y'all to do that. I want technology to thrive. I want you to learn how to evolve and grow and build things and create things and all of this stuff. I want you to do that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, give me, and I'm not saying like a little shout out. I'm not trying to minimize glorifying God. What I'm trying to say is that I feel like certain religions diminish at some point your greatness and your ability and depend solely on this belief in this higher power.
Yeah.
Where God is like, I don't want you to depend on me. I want you to recognize and
but
be
he does
obedient
want us to depend on him.
Well, I mean,
if you look at why a lot of things happen to us, is to draw us closer to him.
I think what Darnell is saying.
Wait, let me clarify. Let me clarify what I mean by dependent. I'm not saying depend like we don't cause it to rain, we don't cause the shine, the sun to rise and fall. But what I'm saying is like, far as unlocking your potential. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have to, and I think that's like what the verse that says "Seek and ye shall find" means. It's like you have to do it. Like God is like, I can't do the seeking for you. You have to do it.
I can lead you, but I
can lead you all I want.
Yeah, I can't drag you.
But I've already. It's like the algorithm. Like I said, He's already placed everything in you already. So I don't have to keep reteaching you. I've given it to you. You have to look into your core, the essence of who you are, and realize how great you are. Realize how significant you are in this whole equation of life, and walk in that. And I think what it is, you see people walking in it that don't believe that God had anything to do with it. And that's when the Saul meant, or what was the analogy we was using? That's when that mentality comes into play that, okay, I'm doing all of this, so I don't need to associate God with what I'm doing versus
Right.
somebody
Like,
that associates everything that they do into God when the other person is
right.
like,
And it's
dude,
like the
that's
first you
you.
see it, the further we get away from Jesus, the further way we get away from acknowledging God for the
It's
things
it's
that's
a
going
it's
on in our lives.
it's
Like,
balance. It's a balance. And we're not learning the balance.
yeah.
Everything is a balance with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like I don't think that God, because God don't need our glory. He don't need us
No
to
need
just be like,
anything.
God,
Yeah.
yeah, he don't need nothing. So if we solely put all of our dependence on God, when I say that, I'm talking about like
No,
the
I understand.
unlocking and the development of who you are. If you
Yeah.
just put all of that and just be like, okay, if I'm not growing and I'm not developing, that means God don't want me. And that's what a lot of
Mm-hmm.
religious people. I'm just not gonna say any specific religion, but a lot of religions get stuck at that. It's like, well, you don't understand this. Why is this happening? We're seeing the manifestation of this.
Yeah.
You're seeing the manifestation of life and walking and moving, but you don't understand it. Oh, well,
Right.
God don't want me to know it then. No, he do
Well, he
want you
put
to
it out
know it.
here for you. You
That's
know
what
what
he
I'm saying? You
put you
just
out
got to
here
get
for.
your ass up and find
But you have to find it.
yeah.
You have to seek it. You have to have that desire to unlock who you are. You have the desire, and don't just go off for somebody telling you, "Oh, you're
Right.
great. You're the worst." Man, sometimes the affirmation things kind of irritates me sometimes because people say affirmations, words of affirmation, but do you really believe that? And
That's what,
are
man.
you using that as your confidence to go out and make it happen? You are great. You can do everything, but
Yeah,
then you
you
have
need
an idea.
somebody to push you.
But
Yeah,
Like,
you have an idea.
yeah.
You just sit on it
but
because
look,
I'm black and and
look,
the man got me down and blah blah blah. Okay, go ahead.
no. So the thing is, the subtleties, man. I'm gonna keep saying that the subtleties.
Yes, this.
If in the moment, and everybody's not good at it, and it takes practice because it took practice with me, and I'm still not. I feel like I would say I'm average at it just to keep myself humble. But when
Mm-hmm.
you get in the moment of where it's crunch time and the spaces is getting tight, and you feel like there's pressure on your mind, your soul, your spirit. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't find the fortitude in you to be like, okay, God, I need you, to let your pride go, that little bit of that's all he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that he's asking for is just for that little bit. And even more so, the more so is the relationship that develops out of that, you being able to say, I need you.
Right, right, right.
Or just to
Because we'll
believe that he got you.
right, but you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is we have a habit as men and as human beings, and you know what I'm saying, just because we hear usually, for example, I'm going through something and I would rather lean on Nando than talk to God. I would rather call Darnell than talk to God. I would rather call my mama, Cheryl, whoever, than talk to God. And we
Mm,
have a habit of that. And it's not that anybody is perfect, but we have a real habit of going to people first.
Yeah.
leaning on man before God, though.
And the problem is with that, I just said this at church the other day when we were talking. The problem with that is you don't understand that after you done went to 10 people about your issue,
Mm-hmm.
man,
Yeah.
from people that you love and trust in your family,
We
to
can't do
people that
nothing
you
for
look
you.
up, but wait, to people that you look up and admire in business, in church,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And
Mm-hmm.
all of them are giving you answers most of the time, because I seem to be in this vein. Most of the time, all of them are giving you answers from their experience and not revelation, because you
Mm.
didn't caught them on the spot.
Right, right, right,
You
right,
didn't
right.
give them you didn't give them a banner and be like, "Hey, this is where I am. Can you pray and get back to me?"
But see,
I'm already praying myself. Let me finish. I'm already praying myself. I don't need you to answer me right this moment. I don't need you to answer me right this moment
right, right,
because
right, right.
I'm trying to hear what God has to say to me. And it would be nice if you had something for me. But if you don't, if you could just stand in prayer with me. But when you get to God after you done all of that, he's offended because he says, I'm a jealous God. So you done went to like 8 people before you came to me. But yet you'll sit wait, watch how I segue into this. But you'll sit and confess, I am the knower of all. There is nobody that has no more answers than I do. There is nobody with any solution better than I have. But yet you'll go to man before you come to me looking for an answer. And you be mad when it take a second for him to respond to you. He getting over his feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you want to answer right away, and he's like, hold on a second, let me get out my feelings, because I just watched you go ask everybody but me for a simple answer that I could have gave you 3 days ago. Now I'm going to make you wait 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, I see, I get your point, and I'm definitely rolling with it. It's just, except for the jealous part of it, I just have a hard time. But that's a whole nother topic.
I mean,
but I see the analogy. I see like what you're saying about, because this is my take on like how you saying it. I don't believe that God is getting upset when we don't do things according to his program. I just believe that things don't happen when we don't do it according to his program because it's already was set in motion. I use the word algorithms all the time, man. So it's almost like the situation, like if you're believing for something, if you work certain principles, it's like an automatic, everything is a response and action type thing. You know what I'm saying? Something happens, you respond to it, and there's a result. You know what I'm saying? A cause and effect, whatever you want to put it. I think that when we don't go to God, or when we do go to God, or even when we go to man, I think it's still something that we need to have certainty of within ourselves. And you always hear me go back to that, man. Like I do. I believe it's something with individual personal conviction, individual revelation. You know what I'm saying? Like I just heard everything that you said. I heard everything that Nando said. But how I'm receiving what you said, even though me and Nando hearing the same exact words, I might receive it and take it totally different than Nando is, because it's my personal revelation. It's my viewpoint. It's my vantage point. And I need that to empower me. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I put that back out into the atmosphere, what I received, in hopes of it's helping somebody else? Yes. But it's still, and they talk about like that's the mystery of the word of God, because it could just be one word, but it can be applied several different ways to several different people's situations. You know what I'm saying? But that's all a personal conviction. And I think that's kind of like where I feel like we go either way. We depend solely on man, what they say, what the government say, what the preachers say, what my wife say, what my husband say, what my daddy say, what my mama say, what my kids say, what my girlfriend say, what my this say, what society say, and now with social media, what society says. You know what I'm saying? And we lose our own personal conviction. We lose our own personal revelation in a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because we have all these influence. Now, this is the thing where I feel like when God really comes into play and how everything can kind of coincide is when you know for yourself that God is like moving you in a certain direction. He might move you in the path of Marcus for whatever reason. So it's not like I went to Marcus just so I could hear what Marcus had to say and then take what Marcus say and apply it to my life. No, I didn't go to Marcus in it. I got
right, but I can literally from experience touch on that. Now that's fine.
okay.
That's completely fine. Now, if that happens in that manner where he moves your heart to come and conversate with me and commune with me, and something comes out of that, cool.
Yeah.
But the habitual habit of he sent you once, so you keep coming back.
Yeah. And I was getting to that.
Yeah. Now that's where I understand what you're saying. He does do that. He'll direct you to people that may have the answer to what you're looking for. So then you receive it in that way. I'm not demeaning it. And excuse me if I sounded like I was demeaning it. Period.
No.
I didn't mean to. demeanor, period. Right, but I'm just saying the there's such a, as they said when we was younger, there's always such a double-edged sword to every technique that's available to us, because like I just said, I was like, okay, I give you a revelation once, and then after that, now you calling me all the time. It's not supposed, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be, like you said, in a self confidence in self, in the spirit, to understand that, okay, that happened once. That don't mean it's gonna happen every time.
Right. And I could throw my little motto in there, everything in moderation. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, yeah, that doesn't mean if somebody plays somebody in your life and you following under their tutelage and their mentorship, you know, that's fine, but everything in moderation, because like I say, man, you put all your eggs in one basket, then you only going to keep getting that one perception, that one viewpoint.